The fluoride debate is back in Escambia County. Today, the ECUA Citizens Advisory Committee discussed their use of fluoride in the drinking water, and there is no shortage of opinions.
Fluoride has also been known to reduce the IQ. There are many, many reasons to not put it in our water.
Adam Fannin doesn't believe what the dentists have to say. He says fluoride is the most reactive element known to man and doesn't want to be forced to ingest it.
It's illegal for me to take fluoride and go pour it in the water, to pour it in the grass, or to swallow it. But we're pouring it in our water. There's no logic behind the fluoridation of our water supply. We have got to get it out.
Both sides touted their fluoride studies. Millions of pages of research can be found online to support either angle of the debate.
Recent research says that it's safe and effective.
Literally thousands of scientists that oppose this.
But whether the fluoride stays or goes is now in the hands of these ECUA board members. Reporting in Escambia County, Lori Bernstein, Channel 3 News.
Today was only a discussion. No recommendations were made on the issue, but some board members expressed interest in revisiting the debate. Another open forum will be held at next week's full board meeting.
First, in deference to Mr. Perkins' comments, I brought this issue to the board not to condemn, criticize, or in any way minimize the decision that was made by this board, I guess about 8 to 10 years ago, to add fluoride to the water. I believe the board at that time made what they felt was the best decision with the information that they had at the time. However, any good business, and I believe that ECUA is run like a good business, periodically reviews its policies, and especially a policy that relies on science. We know that science is always changing. There has been new information, there are new studies that have come forth since this board decided to add fluoride to the water. My position, as I put forward in the statement, is that if fluoridation of water is detrimental even to a handful, I have extreme difficulty justifying putting anyone at risk, even when it benefits many other people. The other key issue I have is that it's well proven that topical application of sodium fluoride does minimize the occurrence of dental caries. The issue that I think is still up for great debate is the effects of the ingestion of fluoride. And as long as we are not sure that we're not harming anyone with the addition of fluoride to our water, we need to keep it out.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell.
Fluoride is not an essential nutrient or a vitamin. I drink fluoridated water, and I think it's safe to say that most people here drink fluoridated water, so this concerns me. I'm not here to talk about paranoia or being scared. I'm here to talk about actual facts, actual respected, peer-reviewed studies. Any scientist, social or biological, knows that to discount other societal trends when doing a study is just plain ignorant at best. Fluoride is not necessary. It has been shown in numerous studies to increase the risk of fluorosis, kidney damage, disrupted hydrogen bonding, inhibiting of enzymes, reproductive system damage, facilitate aluminum intake into bodily tissues, brain damage, underactivity, skeletal fluorosis, a higher rate of fractures, damage to those with osteoporosis, thyroid damage, hormone level disruption, and many, many more. It has been opposed by at least 14 Nobel Peace Prize winners, Nobel Prize winners in science. It's been posed by biochemists and hundreds of dental health professionals. Water fluoridation is absolutely unnecessary. Once again, it is a topical chemical that is supposed to be applied on the surface. It has absolutely no systemic benefits. And even if it did, the government of Escambia County has no right to do mass medication on its citizens.
Latest study that was just released in February of this year, which the name of it is Fluoride Increases Lead Concentrations in Whole Blood and Calcified Tissues from Lead-Exposed Rats. The author notes higher lead levels have been reported in children living in communities which receive fluoridated water. I know everybody here knows what lead does to our kids, and this doctor just pointed out for 20 years it's been in our water. And look at the minds of our children over the last 20 years, how they've gone down. I think it's ridiculous for anybody to believe that this stuff is good for you. And I got a copy of the study for every one of you to look at and read for yourself.
I'm going to promise myself I'm going to stick to my sheet because I'm really, really bad at getting on tangents. My hygienists are constantly rolling their eyes.
Fluoridation is the most cost-effective way of preventing dental cavities.
More than 60 years of exhaustive study and community experiences have demonstrated that community water fluoridation is the safest, most effective, and least expensive way to prevent tooth decay.
The American Dental Association strongly supports community water fluoridation as the single most effective public health measure to prevent tooth decay.
And the dentists are saying that it's actually better than toothpaste. All of them said the best thing they can do to help cavities. So throw out your toothpaste. It's not necessary anymore. We've got it in water. My biggest problem with it is showering in it. The hazmat material you're required to wear when dealing with fluoride is astounding. They can't put it on their skin. They can't absorb it. They can't breathe it. But yet we do that every single morning. We take a hot shower. That fluoride, the fluorine ion, is set free. It bonds in our skin. Calcium fluoride is drastically different from what we're putting into our water. It is not the same fluoride they're using in toothpaste or at the dentist office. It is a completely different chemical. Fluoride occurs naturally with calcium. It naturally bonds to calcium, which is why we use it to kill the living organisms in our mouth. The problem is we are a living organism made up of calcium. When you combine it with salts, when you put it with a potassium or a sodium, it becomes very corrosive, very dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is hydrochloric acid. We use hydrofluorosilicic acid. The ECUA voted on that $600,000 contract, is that right? Is that correct?
I'm not sure if you know.
To Ms. Campbell's point, it reaches everybody. I've heard that those opposed to fluoride voice concerns of things like the manufacturing process of fluoride, calling it a dangerous byproduct of the phosphate industry. A simple example of this, and a good example that I like to use that I found in dental school, is orange juice production. The product is orange juice. The byproducts are pulp and rind. The CDC recognizes community water fluoridation as one of the 10 greatest public health achievements of the 20th century.
There is a low risk of modeling with fluoridation. Though the risk is very low, some children's teeth may become slightly mottled, but this does not impact their dental health. This mottling, also called mild fluorosis, is barely noticeable, if noticeable at all. Typically, it can only be detected by the dentist. This mild mottling of mild fluorosis is not a disease as defined by the American Dental Association. The CDC has declared water fluoridation one of the 10 most significant public health events of the last century. The CDC has issued information on infant formula in water fluoridation, which is of interest to all of us who are pediatricians or pediatric dentists. The CDC feels that water fluoridated at optimal levels for oral health poses no human risks.
The CDC says if you're reconstituting baby formula with fluoridated water, you're putting your child at risk. The CDC, the same CDC that you said recommends it, actually says do not use it for babies. If you go to Google News and type fluoride, the #1 thing right now is the volcano in Iceland we've all heard about. It's spewing fluoride. In the 1820s, it killed animal population because of the fluoride content. I go back to, it is the most reactive element known to man. It is the primary substance in Paxil and Prozac. I don't want it. I do not want Paxil and Prozac being put in my water again. It's absurd. I am taking measures to filter my water. I've spoken to Larry Walker. I've spoken to Susan. I've spoken to Eldon McCorvey. In fact, I have a YouTube video asking you to watch a documentary, The Fluoride Deception. You promised your people that you would. And I will follow up with you on that. I'll ask for an interview later. If you're not aware of the facts, go to fluoridealert.org. This is not my opinion. There are literally thousands of scientists that oppose this. We need to go back. We need to reinvestigate it. We have got to free Pensacola from this toxic waste. Fluoride was in decon for many, many years. Fluoride is in Prozac. Again, I ask, please get it out. Thank you.